you've got to get good at is taking what's in your head right now and turning that into a roadmap or solution for your students.
Welcome to the Mind Over Money podcast with Jess and James, the only podcast you need to tune into each week to grow your personal, professional, and financial life. Join entrepreneur, investor, and multi-award-winning international speaker Jess and James as he shows you how to take control of your mind to create the life, income, and career you deserve. Here's your host, Jess and James.
People won't do something unless you give them a reason to. So if you're going to teach someone a what, you must teach them the why. And if you're going to teach them the why and you're speaking to teach, you must then teach them the how. That's very important. The other thing you need to do as a speaker is create what's called a signature solution. That's it. A signature solution. This is your unique blueprint, your unique presentation. For example, you are currently inside my speak to sell formula, which is my signature solution for you if you want to become a world-class speaker. There's 5 key components to my signature solution, the speak to sell formula, which you're inside right now. So what you've got to get good at is taking what's in your head right now and turning that into a roadmap or solution for your students. You've got to share with them what's the best way to learn to go from where they are right now to where they want to be. And most people want to follow a roadmap. They want to follow a structure. They want to follow a strategy. What you need to do is take it out of your head and turn it into a strategy. And one of the best ways you can do that is by following my system that's called a signature solution creator. What I do with that system is I help people like you take what's in your head. So if you're a coach, consultant, author, speaker, network marketer, business owner, entrepreneurial person, or you've been through some pain in your life, you've been through some suffering, you're a therapist, you're a trainer, whatever it is, I will take what's in your head and I'll chunk it up into 3 to 7 core modules. So that's what you've got to do. With your signature solution, you need to create 3 to 7 core modules. Now, those 3 to 7 core modules will become your sales presentation. They'll become your presentation that you use to teach in a workshop. They'll become your presentation that you use on your coaching program. It will also become the modules that you use in your online course. Give me a 1 in the chat box if you would like to create your own online course maybe one day, or create your own online program that people can log into and you can earn from. Yeah, lots of us. Okay, lots of us. Look how many ones are there. Yeah, and it's true. So all of us can take that information out of our heads. Who would like to write a book? Give me a 2 if you'd like to write a book, or you've already written a book. Like, who would like to become an author? Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Those 3 to 7 modules also form part of in your book. Everything starts with your signature solution. Marketing content. Give me a 3 if you'd like to know an easy way to create marketing content. Give me a 3 if you want to learn. Yeah, look at this, all these 3s. Well, use your solution. Use your solution. You can draw inspiration from your solution all day long to create content. And that's what I'm trying to say to you. Like, if you have something inside of you right now, take it out of your head, put it into 3 to 7 core chunked up modules and teach that to people. It will become a roadmap for them and they'll know exactly how to get from where they are right now to where they want to be. However, give me a 1 in the chat box if you'd like to be a trainer or you'd like to be a speaker, but you don't have a topic. You don't know what you would talk on. Just be honest with me. You'd love to be a trainer, you'd love to be a speaker, but you're not entirely sure how you can monetize your knowledge right now. Thank you for being honest with me. Those of you who are typing 1, I appreciate you guys. Well, here's the thing. You don't need to know anything. You can sell somebody else's. There are businesses out there right now who are struggling because they need training. They need people to go and speak to sell for them. They also need people to go and speak to teach for them. So here's my challenge right now. Real life problem I'm going through as an entrepreneur right now, owning 2 training businesses. Number 1, I need more speakers to go and sell for me. If I can teach you how to sell my products and services on my behalf, I can pay you a handsome commission check every single month for doing that. A lot of my trainers, speak to sell trainers, will earn anything from £5,000 to £10,000 a month selling my products and services. Okay, so that's a real life problem I'm having right now. I also have a wealth of trainers and speakers and influencers in my phone book right now, who if I picked up the phone to and said, hey, I've got a great speak to sell speaker for you, have you got any gigs? They will give you gigs all day long, and you will get paid just to sell somebody else's product. And here's the best thing. You don't even need to deliver it. You just go in, sell it for them, and you're out. That's all you do. Imagine being given the room full of people to speak to, your expenses paid, put up in a hotel to go and sell somebody else's product or services, and then you just walk out and you just get paid. That's a great thing to do. Yeah. The other thing that companies are looking for right now, they're looking for trainers. So people to come in and train. So for example, right this very minute, we have a corporate training arm of my business that we're looking to expand. There are companies right now that need sales training from me. They need mindset training from me. They need personal development training from me. They need speaker training from me. They need business and marketing training from me. Big corporate companies. I don't have enough trainers to go and do that for me. So what my plan is to get these contracts and then share some of those profits with people like you. That's what I'm looking at doing. And that's what I'm trying to say. Even if you don't have your own solution, you can sell somebody else's. I hope this is making sense for you, my friends. Yes, there's a great opportunity to be had. Every single one of you have the opportunity to do better with that. And I can see lots of people, are telling me, yeah, look how many people have already got skills. And I'd love to partner up with some of you guys. So please carry on listening, right? Next, once you've managed your state and the audience's state, once you've crafted your expert story, once you've devised your solution and figured out what's the environment I'm speaking, is it speak to sell or is it speak to teach? You then need to learn how to serve. Now, serving basically means, how do I take my solution and teach that to people in a way that helps them to buy? And at my speaker school, I teach something called the serve and sell matrix. This is a 5-step blueprint that any of you can use, which will help you not only teach what you're saying, but help people to buy. Because there's 2 sales you need to make as a speaker. Number 1, you need to sell people your course or your program clearly. Otherwise, they won't come and work with you. The second thing you need to sell, even if you're a speak to teach seller, there are lots of people out there who like to teach, they don't like to sell. That's absolutely fine. Even if you're teaching, you need to sell people on your knowledge. You need to sell them on what you're saying. You need to sell them on the concept, on the ideology, and you need to sell them on creating a new belief. Please write that down. You must sell your audience on creating a new belief. If you don't create a new belief for your audience during your talk, they will not buy from you. They will not listen to you. They won't even implement what it is that you are teaching them. Why? Because as much as it might sound like a great idea, if they don't believe it's going to work, they're not going to do it. Let's be honest. Give me a 1 in the chat box if you've ever heard something that sounds incredible, but you didn't believe it would work. Give me a 1 if you agree. You've heard something that was incredible, sounded great, but you didn't believe it could work. Yes? Look at all of these ones. What does that tell you? It tells you no matter how great the opportunity is, if your beliefs haven't been shifted, you won't move forwards. So what you've got to get good at as a speaker is learning how to shift people's belief patterns. You've got to shift their belief patterns. And the best way that you can do that is talk about their current belief system, tell them why you don't agree with it, tell them what the new belief is they should have, give them an example to prove that, and then get them to agree with you. I'll say that again. If you want to shift someone's belief, here's what you do as a speaker. Talk about the belief that they've currently got. Tell them why you don't agree with it. Show them what you believe instead. Give them an example to prove that new belief, and then get them to agree with you. Give me a 2 in the chat box if that makes sense, please. Give me a 2 if that makes sense. Yes? I know some of you are taking notes, so I'll say it one more time. All right? If you want to shift someone's belief, here's what you do. Talk about their current belief, the belief that's not helping them right now. Talk about it. Tell them why you don't agree with it. Tell them what they should believe instead. Give them an example or evidence to support this new belief they should have, and then get them to agree with you. What you've just done is a very simple psychological process. You've taken their current belief system, you've challenged it. You've then replaced it with a new belief. You've given them evidence to support why this new belief is worth taking on. And then you've got them to agree with you that this new belief is correct. You've just installed a new belief in their head. Give me a 1 if that makes sense, please. Give me a 1 if that makes sense. Yes? Good. And that's what you should do as a speaker. You should learn to serve people so that you shift their belief system. Really, really important. Okay. And then lastly, obviously, as a speaker, you've got to learn how to sell. You've got to make money. You've got to learn how to earn. Every single one of you watching this right now, I'm pretty sure, joined me this evening because, yes, you want to add value to people. Yes, you want to change the world. Yes, you want to serve people. But my guess is it would be lovely to also get paid for that. Give me a 2 in the chat box if it would be lovely to get paid for that too. Yes, absolutely. Of course. Okay. And that wasn't a trick question. I know you should all write too. You should do. Right. But look, here's the challenge. I see a lot of great people with knowledge, a lot of great speakers, even a lot of good trainers, a lot of good coaches, consultants. I see a lot of good people with skills, gifts, talents. They've been through hardship before, and they're not very good at monetizing that. Look, at my school, I teach something called the congruent close method. You see, what people are failing to understand nowadays is that the way that you sell is dictated or driven by where you are selling, who you are selling to, and what you are selling. Think about that. What you're literally, how you sell is dictated or driven by what you are selling, who you are selling it to, and where you're selling it. So it's got to be congruent. How you sell on a webinar isn't the same way how you sell in person. How you sell in person is not the same way that you would sell in a boardroom, for example. Everything changes. So I teach something called the congruent close method. So the only thing I'll say to you is this. If you worry about selling, you're going to find yourself in a situation where you are not going to be able to live the life that you want to live, and you're not going to be able to help enough people. If you don't like selling, you're going to struggle to influence people. Plain and simple. You've got to fall in love with selling. And the best way for you to fall in love with selling is by understanding that selling really isn't selling. It's not really selling. Selling really isn't selling. It's helping someone to buy. There's a difference. That's the difference. You're helping someone to buy. And the way that you're doing that is by serving them. You've got to serve someone in order to sell them a solution to their problem. So every single one of us watching this right now, you've got to start monetizing what you're doing. So how do you monetize it? Let me explain. If right now, just give me a 1 in the chat box if you're already a coach, consultant, you're already an author, you're already someone who's got knowledge or experience that you're currently sharing, or you're service-based, maybe you're selling to other people already on a one-to-one. Yeah, quite a few of you, okay? So look, right this very minute, the best way for you to monetize what you're doing one-to-many is to actually get people to listen to you on a free talk of some sort, whether it's a free webinar or a free in-person event. It doesn't have to be lots of people. Like there's about 135 of you on this evening. It doesn't have to be like this. It could be a small room of 10 people. It doesn't matter. It's to get people onto a webinar, get people into a room, and then make them an offer to come and hang out with you at some kind of workshop of some sort. It could be a 3-day workshop. Typically, in my industry, in the personal development industry, in the sales industry, in the marketing and business industry, you should be charging about £500 per day per person. So if you've got 10 people in the room doing a 3-day course with you, all of them should pay you about £1,500, $1,500, something like that, okay? Which basically means if you've got 10 people giving you £1,500, you're making £15,000 for 3 days of work. Give me a 1 down below if that makes sense, please. Give me a 1 if that makes sense, yeah? You're earning £15,000 for 3 days of work. I don't know about you, but for most people, they could afford to do that just 4 times a year and make a 60K salary. Think about that. You do that 4 times a year, you're making 60K, but you're only working for 12 days a year. What do you do with the rest of your time? Enjoy it. That's what you could do. Yeah. So on average, if you're selling your own products or services, by the way, on average, you should be charging a minimum of about £500 per person per day. So like a 3-day course, you'll charge £1,500, €1,500, $1,500. If you're selling a 2-day course, it should be something around $1,000 or £1,000 or €1,000, something like that. Yeah. So that's what you should be looking at. That's your benchmark. If you're selling a 1-day program, again, you can charge about £500, anything between £200 to £500, something like that for a 1-day program. That's if you're selling your own stuff. You can then offer people continuity work after those 3 days. You can then offer them things like mentorship programs, group coaching, group mentoring, where you can charge people anything from 3,000 to even 30, 40, 50,000 per year to be mentored by you in some kind of community or one-to-one or something like that. Okay. So there's good money to be made after that as well. All right. Which is great. Right. There's also opportunities for you to run things like retreats. People who successfully complete your 3-day workshops or something like that, you can offer them an extension of that in a way of a retreat that you can charge them a few £1,000s or a few $1,000s for. There's lots of different ways you can monetize what you're already knowing, what you already know. Now, those of you who are listening right now who don't have something to sell and you'd like to sell other people's products or services, well, there's 2 ways you can make money with that. If you become a speak to sell speaker, i.e., I train you up on how to sell, you sell on my behalf, I can then give you commissions on things that you sell for me. And they can range sometimes from 10 to 20%. So for argument's sake, let's say you went to an event and you made £20,000 worth of sales for me. Let's say there were 20 people in the room and all of them spent £1,000. You would make £20,000 for me, for my company. If I was to give you even 10% of that, you've just made £2,000 for half a day's work. Think about that. You've just made £2,000 for half a day's work. Give me a 1 in the chat box if that sounds good to you. It's still not bad, is it? Think about it. Yeah. Like you can make a lot more doing this for yourself. You can make a lot more doing it for yourself. But even if you speak to sell for somebody else, you can make good money just selling somebody else's courses and products. And you don't even have to deliver them after. It's a great way to make money. The second way you can make money if you don't have your own thing to sell is to teach on someone's behalf. So for example, there are corporate companies right now that want to pay my company money to deploy trainers to them. So teaching on topics that I teach as well, things like public speaking, mindset, money, finance, business, marketing, sales, all these kind of topics. There are people out there right now looking for trainers. They want to pay my company and I don't have enough trainers. So what I can do is charge that corporate company a daily rate for your time and then give you a share of that. Anything from 300 up to £1,000 per day sometimes. That basically means you go in and deliver training on somebody else's behalf, i.e. me, and get paid for that. So that's another way for you to do that. It's a great way to do that. Okay, so it doesn't matter what industry you're in, even if you've got no experience, every single one of you can do this. And that's what I'm trying to share with you guys. Yeah, every single one of us can do that.
You've been listening to the Mind Over Money podcast with Jess and James. Don't forget to subscribe and follow on all the channels, links in the show notes. Please also leave a review and visit www.jessandjames.com to find more resources on how to create the life you deserve.